I'm Anna.
And I'm Ben.
And we are AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we are watching a new show, Chainsaw Man, Season 1, Episode 1. So, I have heard a decent amount about Chainsaw Man. Not about what the story is, but just excitement, I guess, around it, or opinions. Yeah. I've heard anything from the manga is really good, to the manga is one of the best things I've ever read in my life, to this anime could change anime forever. And I'm like, whoa, I don't even know what this is about yet. For some reason, in my mind, it's like it was put up in my mind at the same time I was talking about Jujutsu Kaisen a lot. I don't know if there's actually something there to compare the two, or if there's a crossover.
People talking about them in the same breath.
Exactly. That's what I mean. But I don't know anything else going in. I believe I've seen a picture of a main guy with a chainsaw as his head.
Just that. Really, I think I've seen a cosplay of a female character in the show. But honestly, the only thing that I've really heard is the same as you, is a lot of praise.
Yeah.
And it obviously it made me very excited to try this show, but I'm also a little bit nervous because as soon as people put something on a pedestal and start making big declarations like this is going to be like the big three, it's going to be up there, everyone's going to be really into it, it's going to take off and, be amazing. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I hope so.
You don't want to have expectations that might not be met. And, because of hype. And I'm trying to do my best to okay, just starting another anime. But I've heard so much about this and so much excitement.
It's like we couldn't not watch it and try it out. Because, if it did live up to all of the wishes and hopes that people have for it, then it's going to be a great experience.
Yeah, and we haven't watched many, new anime starting out on this channel. I can only think of, one. Really, and that's really exciting, getting to experience something for the first time for those of you who haven't seen or read the manga. But if you haven't been to our channel before, we have little notebooks so we can take notes in case we forget names or any special moments in the episode happen that we'd like to talk about. And since this is the first episode of a new season, we are offering full length for free in the link below. Thank you, Blindwave. But without further ado, Anna, are you ready for Chainsaw Man?
Yes.
Let's go. Unnerving. It's like a point of view.
With the breathing, it's even more unnerving. The dust moving around.
Yeah, the lighting's really good. I like the color a lot.
It's like desaturated.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, he owes a debt.
Oh. That looks like a chainsaw. It's kind of cute. A dead devil.
What?
Reminds me of a curse. Yeah.
I know. His dog is a chainsaw? Oh, that is epic that they're all standing in place.
The art's really interesting. It reminds me of Jujutsu Kaisen a little bit, but there's something different about it too. Okay.
Okay, they have some fun. I don't know what to expect.
Me either. Oh! Tomato devil. Denji. That's not too much, right? Oh.
Ugh.
That's rough, buddy.
Oh no. A
Pet devil. You ever have a friend in school who'd like eat like a spoonful of ketchup for 50 cents? Nice. The framing's really good.
It's not what you would expect for the composition.
His dad. Just leaves him there.
Origin story. It's like a Pokemon.
I was thinking the same thing. Oh, he's hurt. It's like a blood pact. The soundtrack is really interesting.
I love him so much.
Oh! Yes!
Yes!
Oh, that's a cool shot.
Oh, wow.
Did you see how they changed how opaque the reflection was when it...
Oh, no, it's upside down.
That's awesome. Are you getting bad feelings?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the devil took over control. Like zombies. Zombie devil.
Shoot.
Nice. Oh. Oh! The blood looks so good.
Oh!
Main character dead. End of the first episode. That's how we start it. Because the blood will heal him, right? It's so interesting. Oh.
What?
What a cool transition. It's like putting himself back together. It talks! Maybe now it talks, because they're one.
Oh my gosh.
That's...
For the chainsaw.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome!
It's in him now, like that.
Alright, here we go.
That's pretty
here we go.
cool.
Here
okay.
we go. It's a pretty cool way to, like, activate a transformation.
I'm hearing it revving up.
Yeah. Oh!
What?
Oh! Oh! Okay, it can talk. That's a cool shot. Oh! Oh! It's like overdrive.
Oh.
I like the effect on his voice now. Oh!
Oh yeah.
Look at his tongue. A Dooman or a Hevel. Oh, it like melts away. Public safety.
Jam!
Jam! The eyes are really interesting. Okay, that was Chainsaw Man, episode 1. How do you feel about Denji?
Love him. I got worried for a second that we were gonna lose Denji and Denji's personality.
Through Pochita.
Yeah, through Pochita kind of taking his body. I thought maybe we were gonna get Pochita personality inside that body. And I was like, oh, that kind of sucks maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I was liking Denji's personality and his character at the beginning. But it makes me happy that we still get to keep Denji and Denji's dreams.
I would love to know how much, if any, of Pochita or Pochita is still in there. I wonder if it was literally like, I'm going to give you my heart and kind of my powers, and you're on your own now. Or if Pochita still has like a form of consciousness like we saw in the fleeting moments before he, got out of the dumpster.
I think maybe from other things we've seen, other shows we've seen, that maybe we could guess that consciousness could be something that would be tapped into in extreme stressful moments. When the character needs kind of like a pep talk from someone they love. I can see that being used in that way.
I think the whole system of devils is interesting. I mean, it's an easy comparison I can make to curses because it's easier for me to understand that way.
And it's a very similar art style.
That being said, the degree of variety from devils already seems very different.
There's a tomato one. There's a zombie devil. I'm like,
a chainsaw devil, that being Pochita, and I wonder how deep of personality they go. I mean, the zombie devil kind of had a good motive for wanting to kill these people. They're killing us, you know? Like,
yeah.
I wonder if there's an inner hierarchy of devils and, like, if there are good devils. I mean, Pochita, like, we saw Pochita, like, on their deathbed when they were saved and made this, like, blood pact deal kind of agreement with
It's probably possible
Denji.
in other situations. Other devils might do similar things.
Yeah.
I mean, this zombie devil, the people who went to him, the people that Denji was owed money to,
yeah.
they thought they were making a form of pact.
Yeah.
But
Maybe it's like a monkey's paw thing. You have to be very
yeah.
specific. I was wondering, like, throughout the episode, like, okay, we have this intro with other people. How do we get to a point where we have other comrades or other acquaintances, right? Is it like a school system? Is it like I feel like that's where most anime go, but here it seems like it's the public safety. And I was wondering, while thinking that, if the whole organization or team that we end up with, are we all full of people who have made pacts with devils, or are they devil hunters in their own right? In their own ways?
Well, I mean, I don't want to, like, lean too heavily on Jujutsu Kaisen as giving me maybe some guesses or theories of what could be involved. But from that show, we had characters who were one and the same with a curse.
Yeah.
We had characters who couldn't see curses but used weapons that were, you know, imbued with cursed energy. So I would say that I would guess that there would at least be a wide variety, maybe a small variety of differences in the public safety devil hunters.
Yeah. I like that. I loved the storyboarding and compositing and, like, everything this episode in regards to framing. Like, they had some really unique shots, and the color is what sold me. Like, I really like the way that it's desaturated a bit, and it's just enough.
It creates a mood without it feeling too dark.
Yeah. It's an atmosphere.
Yeah, it creates an atmosphere for the viewer. I definitely think that I think you and I both love when there's an interesting composition on the screen for where a character is and where something else is all in one screenshot.
Yeah.
And I thought this show did an amazing job at creative composition that wasn't just, oh, I'm going to show the face like this. And it was just, they were giving us, like, so many viewpoints. Like, they had a drone or something. They were like, let's get above. Let's get this side. Let's get it where you're in the corner here. Like, it was so everywhere. It was creative.
Sometimes we say that in the term of, like, the camera work was really well. Obviously, this is animated, but you mean it.
We know
by,
there's
like,
not a real camera, and they're like, this isn't real.
But by the point of view, it feels like they just, like, tried to make every single shot apply to the, like, rule of thirds. Like, they're trying to fit every shot into a perfect composition, and I feel it. I feel
the attention to detail.
Yeah, agreed. I really like the soundtrack a lot of the times. There were two moments that it's very, like, AC/DC. I'm sorry if that's an awful reference. I'm using that in a sense of, I typically don't listen to that type of rock or like Iron Maiden or, like, just, like, heavier rock. I typically don't listen to. And there were two songs throughout this episode, including the outro, that made me feel that, which is really interesting feeling in anime that I'm not really used to. When Denji turns into Chainsaw Man, I'm assuming that's his name, right?
It's like a superhero moniker.
I love in, like, the silly. It's so silly, but it's so badass. The whole, like, pulling your chest,
and then, like, the arms too, but they're still bloody.
Yeah,
and then, like, around his eyes, it looks like a legit, like, chainsaw.
I appreciate the way that they went about animating it, because, like, the whole foreign object in the scene would be that of the chainsaws, right? And they lean into it to make that part heavy CG. Like, throughout the animated scenes, they are obviously using CG for the fights in regards to the chainsaw, but it like fits. It's like it's one of those things that you hear really bad movies or anime that like lean into CG because they do it in the wrong way. You don't want to just use CG as a complete replacement for animation because they're two different things. It's trying to mimic something that it won't be. But if you have something like a chainsaw or some foreign object that you then use CG on to enhance that different feeling that it could give you, I really appreciate it in those instances, and I think that it works really well.
It also helps with creating this like differential of like this is a foreign object on a human body.
Yeah. Like it's not natural. It's
not supposed to be there. It's not natural. And I think having that mix, that it's like a marriage.
Yeah.
It's nice. It goes well together.
Man, Denji has had a really rough life.
I've seen that kind of trope of a character inheriting the debt of their parents when their parent dies. I've seen that before. But I've never seen it go so it's always kind of been a little more lighthearted. Like, and more just like sad, and it's normally not in a show that's like super dark. So this was like he sold his eyeball. He sold like one of his kidneys. Like,
yeah,
there's been some things he has had to do in order to try and attempt to repay this debt.
Definitely. Massive debt. And I wonder if this is a type of show, because I could see it not being, but if we're going to learn about the father more, we don't have to. It doesn't have to go in that direction. But we saw him, a frame of him hanging himself and the person from the Yakuza who decided to make the deal with the zombie devil.
Is it weird to think that his father might not have actually committed suicide by how this man in the hat treated Denji here, leading him to the zombie devil?
I don't think that's a bad guess, but we don't have anything to go off of.
He just has this energy that he's like, as soon as he's like done using you as some puppet toy dog, loyal dog. What if his dad was like a loyal dog trying to pay off his debt?
Yeah.
And he got sick of that too. He doesn't like dogs. He doesn't like the stench.
I went through the quick montage and compilation when he was about to pull the, what would you call it? Like starter, I guess, on his chest.
I've never used a chainsaw.
But it was like a culmination of all the moments that we got this episode, from his dad hanging himself to the bread to Pochita. Pochita is such a cute name.
As soon as I saw the shot of the zombie coming up behind and piercing through both of them with the sword, I was like, wow, we're really hammering home that this being and this person are like the only people that are they're there for each other, and that's it. There's like no one else that they have. And it just I feel like if that hadn't happened, where they were pierced through in this kind of betrayal.
Agreed. I thought that it was
so good to have that.
It was a really I don't want to say beautiful because it was devastating, but I'm really glad that they did it that way. It was horrifying, but I am appreciative of the fact that it got both of them. I wonder if fusing with Pochita, because Pochita gave Denji his heart, basically, or their heart.
Which is good, because Denji also said that his mom died of
heart disease,
problems,
which coughs up blood. So that was what I was getting into. I was wondering if Pochita giving Denji his heart, does that mean that Denji doesn't have this heart disease anymore, or is that something we're still going to have to deal with?
I almost feel like it means that Pochita was like, I basically saved your life, and you can live as long as you manage to.
Yeah.
Now.
I'm really bummed because, for those of you who don't know, a month or two ago, had this debilitating problem with my eyes, and I needed to wear an eye patch, and I didn't look half as cool as Denji, and I wish that happened now so I could be Denji as Halloween.
Something about characters in video games or anime that have eye patches that they either look like so hot or so cool.
Well, here's the thing.
And then in real life, you were like, yeah, this isn't it.
Here's the thing. The reason I'm realizing now why it wasn't it. I was the loser. I went with the pirate eye patch. Denji would look half as cool if he didn't have the whole full face thing.
Yeah.
you probably, like, when I was wearing my eye patch, one of, like, the biggest inconveniences is sometimes it, like, comes up a little bit so you can see light underneath. Denji doesn't have that problem.
No,
this
it's
is
secure.
The type of eye patch that is the most effective eye patch, and I applaud him for his decision there. It looks really cool, too, and goes well with his shark-like teeth.
I was wondering why his teeth were sharp.
Yeah.
I guess it's just character design.
Yeah. I like the character design, though, a lot.
At first I was like, did they file down his teeth as, like, and they gave him money to, like, do it? To, like, experiment on him or to, like, mess with him?
I like that, like, one of his jobs that he was doing was just cutting down trees with Pochita, which is, like, the most normal thing.
He got, like, 60,000 for it or something like that.
You know, I appreciate a protagonist who's, like, always trying to, like, look at the better side of things. And for a second, I felt bad because Denji on his deathbed was like, I couldn't even appreciate this life that I had with Pochita. Mm-hmm. But to be in Denji's defense, like, you're in a really tough position, man. You're, like, paying off your dead father's debt, or you are dead. And you are not living in the best conditions. So I understand the struggle of trying to be happy when all you want is to go on a date with a girl who is maybe that's going to be fulfilled next episode when we eat breakfast.
I mean, we're getting dessert. Jam. We're getting jam.
He wanted jam.
We're already getting something fulfilled. And it's a girl talking to him.
Her character design's good.
I just love that he was like, hug me. And she did. And I was like, this is so good.
Oh, I had written that down. Good. Do hugs equal the power turn off?
I'm gonna say, because one of his strongest desires was, like, wanting to have a girl just come play video games and hug him to sleep. Because he, like, purposefully said he wanted to be able to, like, hug to sleep together.
Yeah.
And I think that is going to be his kind of calm down period.
So two things off of that. I wonder why. I wonder what has happened, if anything, in his past that makes him want hugs.
He's never gotten any.
Maybe. And also, does that allude to a more like, hugs are very pure but close, right? Physically. Mm-hmm. Does that maybe make you think that he could lose a sense of himself when he transforms, and that could put somebody who's supposed to hug him in danger to try to get him to come off that ledge or, like, transformation? That, like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I might possibly think that if the devil that he had made the pact with was maybe a little more self-interested.
Yeah, that's true.
But Pochita was like, I want to see you live your dream.
He's still human,
and
right?
that's why I'm giving you my heart. Like, I feel like in some situations we might have seen, like, a devil that was like, well, an eye for an eye. Like, we make this pact and I'm still self-interested or I'm trapped in this body. I don't want to go Jujutsu Kaisen again, but obviously it's just an easy way and place to go.
To make sense of it.
Self-interested, but they make a pact for the time being. Or at least I'm going to watch you and I'm going to see what's happening.
Yeah.
I think he lucked out that the devil that took over he gave permission.
Yeah.
He was like...
It was his idea.
He made the idea up without getting anything in return for himself.
He said that he had heard about this being a thing, and if
he didn't know he'd be able to come back.
Yeah,
like, consciousness.
Correct. I think he just was like, oh yeah, for your sake, Pochita, if you want my body and you can do it, take it.
Yeah.
Not like a exchange of, ooh, I get to live.
Yeah.
So Pochita's a real one. Last thing I have is about the girl. I like how she looks. Her character design's really good.
She's the cosplay that I've seen.
Okay. Her eyes specifically are like, whoa, to me. But the only thing I really got from her, other than being a kind, caring person, seemingly, is that she can smell that of Denji and what he is and isn't, which makes me think that her power has something to do with smells, if she has a power.
Mm-hmm. I can't vibe if she's, like, sweet and kind, or if she's more just, like, curious and whimsical.
And could be, like, selfish in why she's doing this.
I just thought she might think it was interesting.
Yeah.
And she might just like interesting things and see how things play out.
I was really taken aback and really loved the effect of losing the power and how it dripped
It just like
off.
dripped and melted off. It was so cool.
I was wondering if this puts Denji through any type of pain, because through the dripping off of his face, it looked like some of the drops were actually tears and not like that of the power. So,
or is he crying because someone just hugged him?
maybe. But do you see the it looks like more water than Chainsaw. But I don't know. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Me too. I actually just wrote a question because I'm interested in what you think. Do you think that Puchita could have just taken over Denji's body completely? Do you think that was an option and
Probably.
he just chose not to do that?
At the moment, that's what I'm thinking, which
Okay.
makes Pochita even cooler, in my opinion.
I don't know if it was a boy or a girl chainsaw dog, but real one. Real one.
A real one at that. I like it though. I'm interested to see where it goes. It was a good first episode.
I agree.
Good animation.
Did you get okay, so the guy with the hat,
Yes.
this is my last thing. I promise. The dude with the hat that then turned into a zombie that I guess is now dead. I was getting like, at first, I was getting like, oh, is this guy gonna end up being like, he's kind of evil, but he's also kind of gray area in terms of how he feels about Denji. Like, he might have turned into a type of father figure in some kind of weird, maybe perverse way. Like, not morally amazing, but he still might have some affection toward Denji. And then he totally messed it all up. But I started thinking that was a possibility when his character was first like introduced, and he was telling the guy driving him like, oh, he'll do anything. And I was like, huh, are you gonna end up being like this moral gray character kind of dad-like figure that I half hate but also can see that some of you like cares about this kid?
I get what you're saying, and I could see them having gone with that in a
I think
different
that was
world.
maybe the more typical way to take it. Maybe that was like that's what I would have expected.
Yeah, rather than this person just being like, okay, well this guy's gonna get work done for cheap. And, yeah.
Why would you kill someone that gets work done for cheap?
1.2 million for a kidney is crazy. I wonder if that's like that holds up today. 300,000 for an eye. Crazy.
How much did he get for the...
I think 400,000. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But you good?
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video with us. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.